with you. So today I have a very special video that I want to share with all my viewers. I am finally getting to doing my DIY on how I put my cupcake bouquets together. So I hope this inspires some of you to go ahead and make one of these little works of art. They make amazing gifts for any type of occasion. Everybody loves getting these. They're a lot of fun to make, and so I hope that you will enjoy this little tutorial. So sit back, relax, here we go. The first step on making a cupcake bouquet is choosing a container. You'll probably recognize this. I just hauled this from Dollarama just the other day. I thought this would be perfect for my fall themed cupcake bouquet that I'm going to be showing you how to make here today. I love it. It looks like a pumpkin. I think it's going to be perfect. So you can use anything though. It could be a flower pot, it could be a large coffee mug, it could literally, or a vase, it could be just about anything. As long as you've got a big enough opening here at the top to support a styrofoam ball. Now this one here is a perfect size for this opening because you'll notice that it's in about a quarter, you want it in about a quarter to a half. And what I've done is I've gone ahead and I've just hot glued this in here so that it's in here nice and sturdy. That's very important because you definitely don't want this moving around once you get all your cupcakes and everything on here. And especially if you plan on transporting your little work of art, you don't want anything happening to it. So the next step is to actually put your cupcakes on. Now before I do that, this kind of looks kind of ugly just like this. Now you could cover this with some green tissue paper. I prefer to use this green grassy kind of stuff. You can get this at Easter time. I have a lot of this kind of just kicking around. It's kind of used, I think, for basket fillers, but I like to use it for this because it kind of looks like grass and it just kind of covers up the ugly whiteness of the styrofoam ball, and it kind of covers up the mechanics where your ball meets your container. So don't worry about all this extra that's hanging down because we're going to trim all that afterwards. So the next step after this is to start placing your cupcakes. So the next step is to actually start placing your cupcakes right onto your base. So what you need are some mini cupcakes. I've already gone ahead and pre-baked these little chocolate ones. Cute little wrappers from, I think these were from Dollarama with the little owls on them. Love them. Now you can use whatever cupcake recipe you want to use. You can use whatever flavor you want to use. And like I mentioned, I just pulled these out of the freezer because it's just so much easier to put them on when they're frozen and they're not so squishy. They're a little bit easier just to handle that way. So to go ahead and put them on, you're going to need a bunch of toothpicks. And what you want to do is you're going to find where your ball meets your container, and you're going to want to put these toothpicks fairly close. And what you're going to do is you're going to put them in at a really steep angle. You don't want them going straight on because your cupcakes could fall off. So what you want to do is you're going to use 2 toothpicks for each one, and you're going to put them at a nice steep angle. Push them in like that. This is really awkward doing this upside down, but anyway, I'll do my best here. And you're going to put another one like so, just like that. And then you're going to take your little cupcake and you're going to just plunk this on. And you'll see how your cupcake is almost touching the rim of the container. That's what you want because that's going to help kind of cover everything. I know this looks kind of messy right now, but trust me, once you get all these cupcakes on here, this is all going to be all hidden and all you're going to see is just a little bit of the green showing through. So then you're just going to keep going and you want to get your next cupcake nice and snug and close to the one that you just put on here. So again, you're going to find your spot here, and then you're going to put another one right here, and then grab another cupcake and just place that nice and close to the one that you just did. And you're going to just keep going all the way around, and you'll see how this greenery kind of just gets held into place with all the little toothpicks, and you can just push that right in there. And just the biggest thing is to make sure you really keep putting these little toothpicks at a nice steep angle. That is so important. And don't worry if the toothpick kind of pokes out through the cupcake here because this is all going to get iced and it's going to get hidden anyway. So you're just going to keep going and you're going to go all the way around, and then the next level you're going to go in between the 2 that you've already put, do another level all the way around until you get the whole thing covered. So I'm going to come back once I get all the rest of the cupcakes on here, and then I'll show you what the next step will be. So there we go. Check that out. I've got them on here nice and snug. There is a lot of cupcakes on here. let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 2, 4, 6. There's 26 cupcakes on this little ball. Pretty impressive. All right, so there we go. So that's what it looks like. It even looks pretty good even without having the icing on. So like I said before, we're gonna take some scissors and we're gonna trim all this stuff up. It's gonna look a lot better. And so the next step is to make some icing. Now you can use either your favorite frosting, buttercream, or you can even use it out of a can. It's totally up to you, but that is the next step. So I'm gonna go ahead and make up some frosting, and I will be back to show you how I go ahead and start piping the little rosettes on here. Now I have whipped up my favorite batch of buttercream frosting. I've tinted 2 different colors, and I've also made a chocolate one as well. So I'm going to be doing 3 colors on this particular bouquet. I just think 3 colors looks really, really nice together. So now what you're going to need to do is fill up some kind of a piping bag or whatever. I'm not sure what you guys are used to using. I have piping bags, but I'm not going to use my piping bag today. And what you'll also need is you're going to need a star tip. This is the large one for the large piping bag, but like I said, I'm not going to use that today. What I'm going to use, I have 3 of these. I bought these a while back at a specialty kitchen store, and I just love them. But I have also seen that this is a metal one, but I've also seen the plastic kind, just very similar to this. You can get this in Dollarama. I've seen them in other dollar stores as well, and they work just fine. So I have this outfitted with a small star tip. So that's what you're gonna need. And I have 3 of these things. So I've already loaded the other 2, so I'm just gonna show you how easy these things are to load. So this is the little plunger. And I've already, like I said, I've already got this connected on the bottom here. So all I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna take some of my frosting, and I'm just gonna simply load this in here, trying to avoid getting too many air bubbles or air pockets. So you just keep kind of stuffing this in, like so. Almost full here. So once you get this all loaded, there we go. Then you just take your little plunger, line it up, and attach it here, give it a little twist, and now it is ready to go. Voila, couldn't be any easier than that. So now we're ready to start piping our roses onto our cupcakes. So now we get to do the fun part. We actually get to ice the cupcakes. So I'm gonna just start with the yellow, just for whatever reason. I don't know, I'd like yellow. I'm gonna start with yellow. So what we're gonna do is, remember you got 3 different colors, so every 3rd cupcake is gonna be yellow, basically. I'm gonna do all the yellow first, then I'll go to the orange, and then I'll do the chocolate at the end. So I'm just gonna choose a cupcake. It doesn't really matter where you start. I like to start along the bottom row here. And I'm just gonna pipe just a simple rose. So you're gonna start in the middle, and you're gonna wanna put some nice even pressure. Start right here in the center. Make sure you get some good contact with the cupcake, and you're gonna go all the way around like so. Just like that. And then I usually have a little piece of paper towel that I can wipe off as I go along. So now I'm gonna skip 2, and we're gonna go to this one right here. And we're gonna again start in the middle. Nice even pressure all the way around, just like that. It looks just like a little rose. So we're gonna skip a couple here again. Start in the center and go around. Voila. Now, because I have, now we have 3 cupcakes here. Not a big deal. I'm actually just gonna go ahead and I'm gonna put a little bit of yellow on right here in the center. We'll make this one yellow as well. Not a big deal. And then we're going to, because I have a yellow one here, I'm gonna start, let's start over here. We'll start right here. Put another yellow one here. And I try to kind of fill with the icing, get as close to the next cupcake beside it as you can. Skip a couple, and I'm gonna do one right here. Just like that. See, skip a couple here. I think that's gonna be perfect right here. We'll do another yellow one. And you can easily just kind of go back and go like that if it gets messed up a little bit. Now, when we get to the top row here, I can see we've got a big hole where we don't have any yellow, so I'm gonna put a yellow one right here. I'm gonna do orange beside the yellow here. The orange really makes things pop. I love the orange. And then we're gonna go here. Now, let's see, we're definitely gonna have one here. You can see how this goes pretty quickly once you get going. The hardest part is just deciding where you want your colors. So, let's see here. We've got orange here. Just try to fill things up as best you can. Another orange one here. There, this is the fun part. I love doing this part. Okay, let's do an orange one here. Orange. And maybe another orange one right here. Let's see. A chocolate one right here. This is the problem when you get to the top, sometimes it just doesn't quite work out. But you know what, it really doesn't matter. Just do what you think looks good to you. I'm gonna do another yellow one right here. And again, try to fill in as much of the gaps as you can with icing. And then one last one right here. And voila. Now I've got a little boo-boo right here. I'm just going to take a little toothpick and I can just fix that really easily. So there you have it. I'm all finished. How cool is that? Now you could also fill in here with some little greenery, baby's breath, little flowers. I'm going to show you in a minute how I like to finish mine up, and then I'm also going to show you how I like to get these all ready for transportation. That's another whole other ball game. Anyways, so that's it. Beautiful, hey? And so easy. You saw how easy and quick that came together. So the last step after you've got your bouquet all decorated, you'll notice that there are some spaces here where there's no icing, and then you can see kind of where the green is, where the ball was. So, I mean, you can leave it like this. I mean, it looks just fine like this, or if you want to take it one more step, you can make it look a little bit more professional. So what I did was I just got these little greenery things from, I think I got these at Dollarama a while back. They came on a big long garland thing, and I just cut these all off. I washed them and put them in a bag, let them dry and everything, and so these are clean and ready to go. So I'm just going to simply take a few of these little sprigs and I'm just going to fill in where, you know, where there's some little gaps, and it just kind of makes it look very much more like an actual bouquet of flowers. It's amazing. Now I'm going to want to get this into the fridge here pretty soon. I can tell that the icing is starting to get a little soft, and then it'll harden up in the fridge and it'll be a lot more sturdy and not so sticky. So there we go. There's one there. And so yeah, you can see how it just kind of makes it look more like an actual, really like a real bouquet of flowers. It just kind of finishes it. So I'm just going to keep going here anywhere I think it needs a little something. Maybe a little one right there. Right there. You could, like I said, you could use baby's breath, fresh flowers. You could use, you know, fake flowers just to add in just a little bit of something. So that's basically, you know, that one's too big. I don't really like that one. Let's put something a little smaller in there. There we go. And we'll just have a quick peek around here. I think that looks pretty good. So I've got all the little spaces kind of filled in with some greenery, and I think it is finished.